how do you start these things? Like, welcome back to my channel. Feels awkward. Or maybe how I like start my class. Like, how's it going, everyone? Let's hear your energy. Oh, if you ever come to my class, like, I want to hear you. Like, even though I have the mic, doesn't mean you can't talk. Like, when I say, like, have any questions, and everyone just, like, doesn't make eye contact, doesn't say anything, like, I want you to say something. If you have questions, if you need clarification, if, like, woos are my favorite, like, woo, we're doing good. When I say, let me hear it, I mean it, okay? I get energy from that. So, on my Instagram story, I was like, I want to do a Q&A so you can get to know me better. And based on your questions, I sort of have 4 categories. One's dance, obviously. One category is SoCal. If you didn't know, I just moved here from San Francisco. Another category just happened to be like food and bev. And then there's like a miscellaneous category that's just like fun, lighthearted. So, shall we get going? I think so. So, dance questions. How did you start line dancing? When did you start line dancing? It's like a popular question. I had to go back and remember, but it was 2021 when I went for the first time. It was in November. It's for my birthday, and we just wanted to do something that was sort of like an activity. I don't drink alcohol, so we, you know, like going out is what people normally do for like a birthday, and I was like, what will I do? And so somebody suggested line dancing. I'm like, hell yeah, I love dancing, just like for fun. I'll get into my background too, if that was a question, but I was like, let's go. And then people who do drink, like we were at a bar, so they can drink all they want, have a blast. So that's how I started. I went for my birthday, and when I did, I looked at those dancers that are like, I call them the dancers, but they're like the regular people that just the regulars that go there. I was like, I want to be one. I will come back every week. I will find out when the lessons are. I'll find out how they know all these dances, and I will be a dancer. That's what I said after the first time I came. And then literally that's what I did. So I went on Thursdays. Every Thursday they had lessons, and that was my like line dancing day, and I'd look forward to it the whole entire week. I'd be like, it's almost Thursday. I get to line dance. I get to do the lessons and all that. So that's how I started. I just like went one day for fun, and I fell in love. Just like instantly, I was like, I need to be a dancer. Next question, tell us about your cheerleading and gymnastics background. So I was a gymnast my whole life. Like I started when I was 6 years old. I did it all the way through college, and then a little bit in between. Like in high school, I did some cheerleading for my school and club cheer. So very active, have like a background in body coordination, rhythm, learning steps and things like that. So it makes line dancing and progressing really easy. Is dancing your full-time job? It is not. It may appear that way on social media because that's what I post about as like my personal brand. But I do have a marketing job that's full-time. I work remote. And I've been in this marketing career that I've been in for about 10 years, so good times. Next question, what attracted you to line dancing? I think I mentioned like I instantly fell in love with it, but I love the organization of the dance floor. Like when you're at a club and music is playing, people can just like freestyle and do whatever they want, and I do love doing that as well, like expressing yourself in whatever like the music, like however it makes you groove. I think that's really fun, but the organization and choreography, I am obsessed with that because it just, I don't know, it just brings organization to the dance floor. And I love that we feel like this dance team because we're all in sync with our moves and like honestly speaking a different language by like knowing what steps are coming up just and what dance to do just by like hearing one note of a song. Like that's so cool. It's like to people who don't know anything about line dancing, like it feels like a flash mob love. But I love that even though we feel like a dance team, like as we're surrounding ourselves in this vibe, we are so different from each other. Like we're all wearing different clothes for the most part. Like sometimes we're matching, but we're really like expressing ourselves through dance and like our outfits and just our appearance and all this stuff. Like, yes, we're moving together. Yes, we're in sync. And yes, we're like speaking this language of line dancing, but we all have our different styles. We have our different flair. We're all at different levels, honestly. And the songs just keep playing over and over again. And it's like, you see that there's different levels of where people are at in their journey. You see people just like light up and enjoying a certain song versus another. And so I just love like everybody's individual expression while doing it together. Like, Oh, I'm obsessed. I could cry. Love this question. What was the first dance that made you fully fall in love with line dancing? And it's sort of two parts, because there was, I mentioned I'm totally addicted from the start, but there was like two instances where I felt like this big accomplishment from learning a dance that I was like, these are the moments. So the first like big accomplishment I had was fake ID. And that was a dance that was done every week at the bar. So I was like, gotta learn that, obviously. And it's different than the others. Like, it's phrased and it has tags and stuff, and you have to know the order. And it's not just like learn the dance and then repeat it the whole time. And so big accomplishment, I was like, I practiced like crazy outside of the dance scene. And I probably had to do it in a live setting, like on the dance floor, probably about 5 times before I got comfortable being like, I know it, and I'm having fun doing it, and I'm adding flair. So that was like a huge accomplishment. But it's a dance that like today, if it came on, I'd be like, I'll skip it. Because I just like, there's a lot of dances to do. I'd skip that dance. But there's another dance that like was sort of the same thing further along in my journey, which was Cyber Remix. Huge accomplishment for me. Again, like phrased. I was really challenged at first because I was like, I cannot get this dance. Like, it's a lot to remember. It's 2 full line dances. You have to know where everything goes, and then you have to know the song. And so, again, another big accomplishment. But I consider that the moment that I was like, I'm fully in this, like for the long haul, because I still do it today. Like, I won't skip it. Even if I'm tired, or even if I'm like, had said, I'm like ready to go, and that comes on, I'm doing it. What's the first line dance you learned? Love this question. So before I figured out how I best learn dances, I was on the dance floor trying. So like when I said when I went for the first time, I was out there like trying, like being respectful, of course, but like I was like trying and failing. But that's how I was like learning, because I didn't know how else to learn. So I was like determined, I wanted to do it. So I was out on the dance floor. I've learned now that's not the best way that I learned, but you asked what my first line dance was. And the first line dance I was out on the dance floor learning was the Wolf. And that's because like it came on all the time, and it was like, it was cool, it was good music, and it was like easy-ish to pick up. I was getting confused a little bit, but like I sort of got it, and I was like, I think I know that one. And I got so much practice because again, they do it every night. The first line dance I learned in a lesson, because I think the first time I came, I didn't know there was a lesson, like must have missed it, which is really common for people's first times. But the first line dance I learned in a lesson was Shivers. And I honestly remember being like, wow, like I don't know what's going on. But that was like a long time ago, obviously, because that dance is like pretty easy, honestly. And I could probably now, knowing what I know, like dance-wise, I could probably pick it up. But at the time I was like, there's no way I can pick this up. And so then again, once I started learning that the best way that I learn how to line dance is like doing my homework ahead of time, because then I feel really confident. So what I mean by that is like YouTube tutorials, and I learned those and like would practice outside of going to the bar. And then I'd feel really confident and like I knew my stuff to like step out onto the dance floor. So the first line dance I learned by doing my homework outside of it was Burn It to the Ground. Classic. Again, they did it every week. So it was, and I was like, that's a dance I gotta know. And so I learned it at home, because that's not a dance that like someone would teach. It's like you gotta learn it on the floor or at home and then come in and be like, we're about to tear this place up. And then from there, the rest is just snowballed. Like I definitely learn at home, but I still like learn on the dance floor like every now and then. And I know so many that there's some that I have done and forget, and so it challenges me to like see if I can remember all these. Oh, another question, what's your favorite, this is like the last dance question, so just be prepared to transition. What's your favorite line dance, and have you choreographed any? So I haven't choreographed any. I am not a choreographer. I don't know how to I don't know, my brain doesn't work like that. Like I'm always fascinated by choreography. I'm like, how does someone like think of that? And in the song, things like go really well. When it's like really, really well choreographed, I'm like, how did they do that? I have no idea. I don't even know where to start. And I'm curious where choreographers, like where they start and stuff. Topic for another vlog, I think. Because no, like count me out for choreography. I don't know how to do that. I want to stay in my lane. Like I don't know how to choreograph. Again, my brain doesn't work like that. But my favorite dances, okay, so if you line dance, you know your favorite dance like changes all the time. Also, if you've line danced for a while, like you have ones that like stick around. And so currently My favorite is Stetson. For so many reasons. Like, the song's good. I learned it with a group of girls. We always just like have a blast when we're doing it, and we kind of like, we do it all the time, and it's kind of like our little joke, like we can't leave unless we do Stetson. And so that's like my current fave. But I should note that there's always ones that, like, no matter what, like if I'm tired or ready to go and this song comes on, I will do it. And that's Boots by Kesha and Cyber Remix. I talked about Cyber Remix, but like, again, those might be a fave just because like I'll never skip them. And then I think Stetson will, like, eventually there'll be another current fave that like moves Stetson down the line and I might skip it, but like Boots and Cyber Remix are another fave that like I won't skip. So I don't know, it's like a few. Transitioning to the SoCal questions. So I moved from San Francisco to SoCal with my best friends. Let's talk about it. Favorite thing about moving. Well, okay, let me back up. I lived in the Bay Area for 18 years, and so I was ready to go. I feel like I had done it all. I feel like I'd done the things you're supposed to do there. You know, I used to work in the city in San Francisco. I never lived there, but I never wanted to. So like, I lived in a couple places, the East Bay and the South Bay, created like really deep friendships there that, you know, have brought with me here. Like, that's where I met my friends. But I did all the tourist and non-tourist spots. Like, I did Santa Cruz, Half Moon Bay, Tahoe, San Francisco. I just like feel like I did the Bay Area things to know that it wasn't like where I wanted to forever be. And I had always wanted to go to SoCal, and separately, me and my roommates all wanted to, but we were able to do it together, which is even better. So my favorite thing about living in SoCal is there's so much to do and experience, and especially being new. There's like, it just seems like there's endless beaches, food places to try. And the beaches are so close. Like, again, when I was in the Bay Area, it's like an hour, 2 hours, depending on where you live, to the closest beach, which is cold. The beach weather that I envision when I think of the beach: warm weather, able to get in the water. I don't know if I will. And there's so many. I mean, I've lived here for 5 weeks, 6 weeks now, and I've been to like 4 different beaches. So just like one a weekend is pretty much what we've been doing. Most unexpected thing about moving to SoCal. So again, I've only been here for 6 weeks, but I guess it's unexpected because I didn't know this. Like, when we moved into the place that we did, we live in a gated community, which is nice. We viewed the place, so we knew that it was gated, but we didn't realize, like, until we started living here, like, the day-to-day of what we also get as part of like the location that we're in, which is we're walking distance to a gym that we go to that has like studio classes, which is fun, which helps us get out of the house during the week. We also live walking distance to a grocery store. So, I mean, you wouldn't know you needed this until you had it, and then there's no way you can live without it. Like, the fact that just each night you can be like, what are we having for dinner? Walk over there, grab the things, and then make it is incredible. Like, I don't have to drive and park and even like make a list. I can just be like, what do I want to eat, and go over there and come back. And it's just like, I get outside a little bit and I just like go to the grocery store every day. It's like, that was unexpected. And also there's a trail right here too that it's like right behind the house. So walk there as well. Oh, and we have 3 pools in our community. So I've been to the pool, and so I guess the unexpected thing is like, I don't leave the house much, and I was expecting to. I was expecting like every meal to be like out, because again, there's so many things to try, but I guess it's just going to take a little bit longer than I was expecting. I was expecting to already like have it down, but I haven't been that many places because it's like so nice being close to everything and staying. I'm not like staying home like inside all the time, but like I don't have to get in a car to go places. That's very unexpected for me. There was a question from a friend, said, do you miss me the most? Of course, but it leads into how are you liking SoCal and what do you miss about the Bay? My friends. Like, that's what I miss. Again, I said I've like done the Bay, so it's not like, oh, I miss the Bay, I miss like this, I miss these like restaurants or these things to do, or I miss this thing about what it's like living in the Bay Area. Not so much. My friends I miss. Luckily I live with my best friends, but the ones that just like the really good friendships that I created in the dance community, gosh, I miss that so much. But you know, we're gonna create a new group of friends, and those friends that are still in the Bay, they don't get like left out. Like, they're coming to visit, and I still try to keep in touch with them all the time too. Okay, doing good. Energy's high. Food and bev is the next category. Let's do it. What's your favorite soda was the question. Dr. Pepper, obviously. I don't know why obviously, like, unless you know that. But it is Dr. Pepper. I've always loved Dr. Pepper, like, growing up, and then I, like, still drink it, so it's good stuff. Next question, sushi or tacos? Honestly, if I answered this before I moved here, I would have said tacos, but it's like, it was fish tacos was like my favorite. I'd probably say that was like one of my favorite foods. But now that I live here, like I've had so much sushi, it's crazy. Like I have it maybe every day. Like there's some days where I don't, obviously, but I have had it every day and like I'm not like, oh my God, too much sushi. No, I don't feel that way at all. I'm like, I want more. Yeah, I don't know. I've been like obsessed with it lately. So that's the little SoCal personal brand for you, sushi. If you could only have one candy for the rest of your life, what would it be? Sour Patch Kids. Another one of those things that like I've always liked since I was young, and again, still eat to this day. Good times. Just like if you want any more detail, like I don't mind the regular, but like the watermelon's good. I try them all. Like if I'm ever at a gas station or CVS or something and they have Sour Patch, like I browse, and if there's any flavor I haven't seen, I'll try it. And there isn't many where I'm like, that wasn't good. No, not when it comes to Sour Patch. Okay, fun and miscellaneous categories. So these are all like random and just getting to know me better. So first one, if you could only keep 3 sweatshirts, what would you pick? Oh, and I brought them to show you. So first one, okay, and I have like, I've counted before, but I can't even remember now. Like I have maybe 20 sweatshirts. That seems like so many, maybe 15. But honestly, like that might not be that much compared to, I know people have like a lot of sweatshirts, but I think I have a decent amount. But anyways, so my first one is this maroon Line Dancing Eras Tour sweatshirt, and that's because like I made it myself, and I had it as part of the Line Dancing Eras Tour that we did majority of last year in 7 different locations, one of them in Canada. It's just good times. But the back, well, I love it because it's like, it's comfy. I like the color. And then the back says Line Dancing Eras Tour. All these disco balls are the color of Taylor Swift albums, if you like aren't a Swiftie. And also if you aren't a Swiftie, like this is what her merch looks like, but it's like for line dancers. And so over here, it's all the line dances we did for the first and maybe like a few other Eras Tour. So it says like unless you're a line dancer, you would not know what this means. Walk the line, going ham, Toxic the Wolf, you'd be like, I don't know what that means. And then over here is her, well, 10 albums, and now it's out of date because there's 11 albums. But it's like sentimental because I, 1, created it, and then 2, like all my friends have it and support. So there's just nothing better than a maroon sweatshirt. Another sweatshirt. This is probably like my number 1 worn and fave. It just says San Diego Pacific Beach. It's okay. This is what I like about it. It's not one of those soft ones. Maybe it was like at first, but it's pretty cheap. It's not one of those like $65 sweatshirts. No, it was maybe like 20, honestly, maybe even 19. So it's not for warmth, but honestly, like I like the lightness of it because I can wear it like if I'm cold, or if I'm warm, I can just roll the sleeves up and not feel like totally too hot. The neckline is probably worn out, but also like is nice. Like I hate the sweatshirts that are like that. You know, I can easily like take it off without messing up my hair or makeup, like if that's what I'm doing. And it's like, it just looks vintage now that I wear it like all the time. Just like the way it lays, you know. It's definitely my go-to whenever I'm like, time for a sweatshirt is usually this one. And then just like line dancing, you have a current fave, right? And so this Cowboy Pillows is my new current fave, just because like I've been obsessed with the brand recently. I just love like the look and feel and just the brand of being like, we're hot cowgirls in this world. So shout out Cowboy Pillows, my new fave. And now that it's new, it's really soft, and we love a soft sweatshirt. That was show and tell. Who is your favorite dog and why is it me? That came from Daisy. If you didn't know, Jenna's dog Daisy, our 4th roommate. She's sleeping over there. So I don't know. I didn't know cameo of her, but you must know her if you know me. And you should follow her too, because she's like trying to grow her Instagram. So just a little follow on Agent Daisy Johnson. What's the perfect cat name? That's such a cute, silly question, but it has to do with line dancing because I probably won't ever get a cat, but I like talk about wanting to get a cat. And I think it's just the idea of like wanting like a pet, but that requires not a lot of responsibility. But I like probably won't get one. I jokingly talk about my non-existent cat and call it Stetson. And that has to do with line dancing because, but I just think it's like a cute, I think that would kind of be a cute name. And then jokingly, I talk about getting 2 cats and I name one Boots and one Stetson. And I think those are cute cat names, even though, like, even if you didn't line dance, but if you line dance, you know. If you know, you know. Oh, another show and tell time. What's a piece of clothing you no longer wear but can't get rid of? So something about me is I love getting rid of stuff. Like I will throw stuff away, even if I need it. I've definitely run into the issue a few times where I am like, oh, I threw that away. I need to buy it again or something. I just hate having a lot of stuff. So I do have a couple things that I don't wear anymore or I've never worn, but I can't get rid of it. So one of them is this tube top. It's actually from Clothing Bar. If you know Clothing Bar, it's where I get sparkle shorts. This isn't like the sparkle shorts material or anything, but it's a tube top and it's multicolored and then it like zips in the back. So I don't wear it anymore because, well, it falls off when I'm dancing. That's one reason. The other reason is like when it is zipped, just the way that the zipper is, it kind of bunches like really weird in the back, which also probably makes it fall down too. And then the length is like just a little bit past the jean shorts or the sparkle shorts. And so it like awkwardly is like tucked in or not. And so like I don't wear it anymore, but the reason I can't get rid of it is because I did wear it for our first Line Dancing Eras tour, which I just like mentioned is like the song swaps to all Taylor Swift songs. And so when I look at it, I just think of what a special time that was. And it was our first one and we like had no idea what was to come. And so I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's magical, but I'm not going to wear it again because like for the reasons just for dancing, it doesn't really work well or stay on at all. But I can't part ways with it. A lot of other things I part ways with all the time. Another thing is something I've never worn, but I still can't get rid of it. And I try to pawn it off on friends. I have had friends wear it before. Anissa's worn it and it looks really good on her. We don't share a closet, but we share clothes all the time. So like she's welcome to wear it again. But it looks like this in the front and then the back is these ties. The reason I don't wear it is because, well, it's a medium and it's a little bit big. It doesn't, so when I have it on, these ties, like you can't even tell that it's a cute tie thing. And then the ties are really long, so even tied up in a bow, they're like, I don't know what to do with them. But, and then also it just doesn't fit right. You know, maybe it's a tube top thing. Like I think they're so cute and I buy them and I want to wear them dancing, but it just doesn't work because of how I'm built. So I keep it and then I try to make my friends wear it because it is so cute. This is really similar to the material of the sparkle shorts. And I did get it at Trendy and Tipsy in person. And that's why I grabbed it because I was like, I want this for something. And I was like, I'll figure out what it is. If it's, you know, someone else wearing it, great. But I just keep it because it's cute. And I look at it, I'm like, I wish I could wear that. Anyways. Okay, almost wrapped up. Couple more questions. If you could have a lifetime supply of something, what would it be? So I want to like kind of share 2 responses to that. Because like, if it's line dancing related, like if I'm thinking through the line dancing brain, I would be like Tecovas. They're the best shoe to dance in. Like I think they look the best and they're the comfiest. And then I have like a couple options with the tall boot and the tallest boot, the Annie and the Abby's. Like just, you know, read the blog post if you need more details, but those are my favorites. So if I could have endless like colors and options, just what a dream. But if I think like realistically, I don't know if I'll be line dancing forever. So if this question is like a lifetime, you know, forever, an endless supply of something, it would be a chef. And here's what I dream of. And this isn't like fancy meals I'm talking about. I would just love if someone could stock the fridge or wherever they need to put the stuff, make food for me It doesn't have to be fancy, honestly. It's just my regular breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. And then like maybe clean up and do the dishes. The amount of time that I would have to not have to think about that, to not have to actually do that stuff, and I could just have breakfast, have lunch, have dinner, and all the time that I would have saved, because I don't have to do all that because my chef person is taking care of it, an endless supply of that, I'd be very interested in that. Yeah, that's like my answer for things when it's like, if you win the lottery, like what would you do? I was like, get a chef, a driver, and then like, buy homes and stuff. But like the chef is first, I think. Okay, last question. What Taylor Swift era are you currently in? I'm gonna go with Lover. Just, pink, blue, orange, sunset kind of vibes. Just fun, flirty, enjoying life. So, I don't know. That was it. I hope you enjoyed. I had a good time. I hope you did too. Let's do this again sometime.